I'm actually out getting in my hike, and so I just wanted to take a second and talk to you about weakness and how no matter what, in spite of weakness, you can be stronger. And so that's today's topic, and just out adventuring in the woods and getting my hike in, getting my walk in. You know, there are a lot of people that are struggling for up to 6 weeks bedridden because of, the brain cancer wipes out your body. And I've been recapturing some of my studies with the science and art of herbalism through Rosemary Gladstar, and so been refreshing my memory. And there's a whole section on neurology, and in that whole section it talks about how the brain oversees the body, and it affects the emotions, it affects everything. And for most people, they can't make it past 8 to 12 months with the type of brain tumor and brain surgery I have. But for me to be able to rise out of even the 2 to 3 weeks of being bedridden and just be out in 2 or 3 days, man, that gives me a lot of hope and encouragement that I got a good fight in me, and I'm gonna fight no matter what, man. I've been a wilderness survival instructor full-time for the last 3 years. And if I can survive the woods, I lived in a tree for 47 days, then I hope and pray I can fight through this and rise above it. But when I shoot these videos, guys, listen to me. It's not about, hey, look at me, okay? That's not what it's about. When I shoot these videos, it's about encouraging and inspiring you, because if I can stay positive and rise above my hardship and my weakness, because it's in our greatest weakness that God provides us strength. And so I don't know where you're weak or what you're struggling with, but know for a fact that when it's in our weakness, when we rely and trust on God, that we can have strength, okay? That's how we rise above it. We gotta have strength through God alone. And because I promise you, you keep trying to do it on your own, you keep trying to get by, I promise you, you're going to fail. Because it's in those moments where you feel weak, when you feel out of it, when you are struggling, that you got to trust and lean on the Lord to provide you strength and encouragement when you're going through a difficult time. And so notice I tagged on the title too. That could even mean between a rock and a hard spot, man. I tell you what, guys, I've been in some tight rocks and I've been in some tight spaces, and I've still been able to rise above it. And you can too, okay? You can rise above it. I don't know what your circumstances are. I don't know what your hardship is, but I promise you, you can make it. You can rise above it. And sometimes it means just getting out on a trail, getting out on the lake, getting out on a river, getting out on a creek, exposing yourself to nature, because it's through God's creation, through His atmosphere, and through His outdoors that we can really begin to reconnect. And so that's why I'm a huge supporter of outdoor training, wilderness survival, and great things will happen. But the key, no matter what your circumstances, you got to rise above it. You got to look life in the straight line. You got to focus on it, and you got to say, no matter what I'm going through, I'm going to rise above it. I'm going to praise God in the midst of it. And I know a lot of these videos have some of the same content, but I'm just trying to encourage you to stick with it. Bear with it. Know that there is hope and encouragement whenever, in spite of your weakness, in spite of your suffering, that when you turn to God and trust in Him, He's going to give you strength, okay? And it's in our weakness sometimes. God purposely, listen to me, God purposely sometimes allows us to experience hardship. He allows us to experience suffering, and He dang sure allows us to experience weakness sometimes so that we trust and rely on Him. And so, guys, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you're suffering. I don't know what your struggle. But seek out God's wisdom. Seek out His strength by relying on Him. And you do that by praising Him no matter what. And there's some of you out here that are probably rocking it. Your probably health is awesome. Your income is great. Your job is great. Your spouse is awesome. Your life is revolving around something greater than yourself. And that's awesome. And I don't know if you guys saw my post this morning, but I said life is not about competition. It's about a journey, pursuing a path, pursuing something greater for your life. And when you do those things, that's when you get to really begin to experience greatness. You get to experience God's greatness because of your pursuit for passion, your pursuit for an exciting journey and through a challenge. And man, I'm telling you, stick with it. Fight the good fight. Fight the good battle and rise above it. And by doing so, you're going to continue to evolve and thrive. And that's the thing, man. Especially, you got to realize, even on days like today, it's freezing cold outside. It's below freezing. The elements are disgusting, but you got to push through it and get out in them, man. You do that by connecting with nature and diving in closer to God. I'm telling you. You know, the big challenge for me right now is there's no telling what my circumstances are going to be in the coming months, but I plan on being active. I'm going to try to get to as many things as possible. I hope to be able to make some appearances at my old school that I used to run, Sigma 3 Survival School. I really would love to be able to come out and at least hang out with some of the classes here and there. I plan on trying to make it to the Pathfinder gathering this summer. I plan on trying to support some of my other buddies like Jason Hunt and Matt Tate, and trying to make appearances at some of their gatherings. And I dang sure hope to still be teaching at Sky Earth with my buddy Joshua Sage. And so that's my goal, that's my challenge, is to rise above it. And I also plan on teaching at Bodark with my buddy Bo Brown and some of the other great instructors out there. Tony Pike's an awesome instructor out there. And man, I just gotta live life each day. Even if they're to tell you you're gonna die tomorrow, you gotta live each day from day to day. And remember, as always, life is short, each day's a miracle, and you gotta believe in God for the impossible. And like I said, man, if I was to pass away here in 6 months to 8 months, don't be negative about that. Rise above it and realize, man, if Justin can live faithfully and praise God in such a short time, then I can rise above my circumstances and my hardship. Because I promise you, through staying faithful, staying positive and committed, you're going to enjoy each day that much more. And you're going to find more purpose and more love and more encouragement. And you're going to just, what you need to do is you need to turn that around and pour it into the lives of others. And so I appreciate you guys. I encourage you once again just to stay positive, stay contacted. You know, I have days where I feel like people are distant, and that's where I release the video, not having the words to say, at a loss for words. And I highly encourage you, go on YouTube and watch that video. It's a challenge to get you to get out there and connect with people that are around you, even whenever you feel kind of separated. And that separation is usually negativity or a sign of weakness. And use that weakness as an opportunity to turn into God and ask Him to strengthen and encourage you. And so, all right, well, love you guys. Appreciate you. Pray that you share and encourage others. And the best way I can continue to impact the lives of those around me is by getting you guys' support, by sharing these videos and just turning it around, man. And like I said, just like Jackie said, it's in one of my favorite Bible verses in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. And it's talking about seeking out God's purpose for your life. He says, I know I have the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, to give you a hope and a future. And there's different translations, but keep in mind, God has a desire for you to have hope and a future, and the way you're going to accomplish that is by rising above your obstacles and pushing through no matter what. So God bless you. Appreciate you. Stay tuned, share, subscribe, and get out in the outdoors. All right, peace out.